For years I've struggled with my mortality, thinking death was the end. But now I have a whole new understanding and realize death is only the beginning. Again.
I'll show you that.
The same thing.
What do they call that? The supermoon.
A seemingly quiet little home in Griswold, Connecticut, with an abundance of paranormal activity.
I'm surprised what can be misinterpreted as a voice.
I thought it was nice for a second. Yeah. It's like, what, we're getting all this.
Pamela is very curious if you're related to Tim, how you know Tim. Did you know Tim in life?
I'm worried about this clock
Yeah, so am I.
with
Yeah.
the recorder.
Yeah, that's going to mess up the recorder. I wonder if we
Yeah.
can, does it easily come off the wall?
They took it off.
Just needs to come off the wall and he's
By the
like,
time he's got his glasses
It's already gone. Yeah, we already threw it out the window.
Thank you.
So we just want to know, we come in here as friends. We don't want to, cause you any problems. We don't want to try to make you leave, but if you are disrupting the family and holding Tim down, then I will come back as a priest and do a cleansing and send you off to the other side. But that's not something I want to do. I'm hoping this was a misinterpretation on Tim's part. Somebody's phone or something. Oh, there goes that K2 meter. So are you able to utilize that K2 meter? I see you just set it off. Yes, you are. How about yes and no questions? Yes question, setting it off. No question, not setting it off. All right, step away from it for a second, sir. Do you have a problem with Tim? I'm going to ask you again because I'm not sure if that was a yes or no. If you set that off, that means you have a problem with Tim. Is there a problem with Tim? So you're angry at Tim? Are you angry with Tim? See, I'm not going to take that as yes or no yet. He might just be showing he's here. Sir, are you still over there? Can you set that off again? You are a male, correct? See, did he hit it again?
no, that's weird.
Yeah. Sometimes when they get their first bursts of energy, they're checking out the equipment and just set it off. So I don't think he was saying that he had a problem with Tim. He might have, he might not have. I'm going to wait for that recorder. I'll ask that question again, sir, just to be on the safe side. Because it looked almost like you were saying you did have a problem with Tim. But you might have just been unable to manipulate this thing. Is there a TV on anywhere? Did anybody hear talking right over there?
No.
You did?
Yeah.
Sounded like a guy talking to somebody else. Like a conversation going on.
Yeah.
That was odd. I believe there's more than just you here, sir. Am I correct? Are you related to Tim? Are you Tim's grandfather? Have you met Tim's grandfather? What are you feeling, Josh?
Maybe you should have one of the girls try and ask the questions.
Who's got a question they want to ask? How about you, Jeff? Is there a question you've been wanting to know?
Just why does he go after Tim? Like,
Did you hear that, sir? She thinks you're going after Tim. I'm on the fence about it right now. That's a car passing.
Why do you think that the girl should ask the questions?
I kind of get the feeling that, like, I gotta disagree with you. I'm pretty sure he is. Like, I don't think he likes other guys, like, in the house. Where does that sense? Like,
This house was from the 1980s.
Do you think he's being protective of Tiffany, and that's why she doesn't?
no, I think it's just because Tim's a guy.
what about my kids? They're both now.
Well, you said your older son got messed with before, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What about your younger son? Anything yet?
He's only 2, so
Yeah.
he doesn't really say much, so.
I mean, I don't think he's like malevolent. I'm not like, I don't get that feeling. I just think he's like kind of a crusty old man. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Like, just like one of those grumpy old bastards you know, you see out just glowering at everyone.
So you guys bought this house in like 2006?
2006, yes.
So, do you know anything about the history of the house? It's from the 80s, you said, right?
1980. What is it?
87.
So there would be a possibility that somebody could have passed in this house, right?
Yes, I know that there was an older couple that owned it before us.
Okay. And if the wife passed first, and he was here by himself, decided to stick around, you know, he might get crotchety.
Yeah.
So are you the prior owner of this house? The reason I ask that is because usually a spirit that will come in and join a family, you know, that doesn't lay claim to a home, won't be that possessive.
Mm-hmm.
Usually won't have the gonads to like start frigging with a family, you know?
Usually.
Usually. So we want to rectify this situation. I'm hoping that there's a misunderstanding, but if there's a problem with Tim, the problem's going to end up being on your hands, sir. Because if I have to come back and remove you and send you on to the other side, is that something you'd want? Are you prepared to go to heaven now?
Yeah.
That is where you should be, with your family and friends and your loved ones. I'd be happy to help you to cross, sir, if you want that. Just have to let me know in the recorder.
I was like, whoa.
Nice. Nice ringtone.
Yeah.
No, it's,
You broke my heart.
you're my brother, Fredo. But never take sides against the family again.
So we need to rectify this, sir. If there's a misunderstanding, please let me know right now. We want to know. Is Tim incorrect? Because we have to come back here again because Tim's complaining that you're still manhandling him, then there's going to be a problem. Do you understand that? I'm coming in very respectful to you and very kind, but you're messing with the new owners of the house. Now, even if this was your house, that's past tense now. It was your house. It's no longer your house. You're staying here under the guise and the kindness of this family. And I've had years of experience of removing spirits that start becoming aggressive. So it would be no problem sending you across. So you need to let me know right now what the circumstance is. You just gotta whisper in my right ear. Exactly what he said though. Is your wife on the other side, sir? Wouldn't you much rather be with her? This question goes out to anybody else that might be in this household beside the gentleman. Can you identify yourselves now over the recorder? Don't be shy. The older gentleman was just speaking to somebody over here. And I don't think he was talking to himself. So it lends credence to the fact that maybe there's another person or so in the house. What do you think about that? Think he's by himself?
I don't know.
Awful thick for one person. I mean, I feel like I just smoked a pack of freaking Lucky Strikes.
I remember you saying that before.
Did I? I don't remember saying.
That's an Edism.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. This pack of Luckies and a fifth of Jack.
It's rough.
If you mean rough, it's
Yeah.
delicious.
Get him.
Speak for yourself, sister.
Would it help if you went into the bedroom?
I think I'm going to go in there, just me and Josh for a minute, and Angela filming, if
Yeah.
that's all right with you guys.
Yeah.
Right. Just for a minute, just to see if he's got an issue with men. Once again, sir, that is an infrared camera. We'd really like to see your image on film there. And if you can see right where I am in here, you can probably pass through there.
That was weird.
What?
I was walking through the doorway, it's just like a 5 for a second, then dropped back to nothing.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a cold draft just came through.
Yeah.
I mean, it's chilly outside, but
It's not that, like,
no,
the
it's
house
not
is
at all.
insulated really
Yeah.
well, I think.
Tempur-Pedic, I think. Nice. It's my favorite. I love it. I talked Pam into getting one.
If I shut the door, the infrared will.
Oh, right.
Pick up on the door.
You're right, you're right.
No, I just think there's background voices, I mean, that's...
Is there anybody else in here that would like to speak to us over the recorder? Tell us their first name. They know better than that.
Honestly, I'm feeling, like, really lightheaded in here.
Yeah, it's thick in here.
It
It's
is.
really, it's not like out there.
No.
It's just,
different energy in here.
yeah.
But I would...
Yeah, almost headachy and, oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
And like bugs on the face kind of feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
Spider webs. Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know.
getting an instant headache in here.
Yeah. I don't know if it was ever the guy's
And
house.
I don't know if that's from the EMF, because
There's no
it's
ambient light here.
none right
no,
here.
It's basically like a beam right through the head of the bed, and that's about
Yeah.
it.
So if anything, it would be affecting Tiffany, you know?
Mhm.
It
Well, unless
shouldn't.
she's just one of those people who's just not EMF reactive.
Right,
I mean, if
exactly.
you're sleeping with your head in that field like every night, like, it would mess with me, it would mess with you. But, yeah.
Right. Sir, this is your opportunity to explain yourself. To tell us if this is all a misunderstanding. If it is a misunderstanding, what you could do, sir, is to try to not approach the older child or Tim, knowing that they're more sensitive to your energy. Because what's happening is they're becoming very sensitive to it, and they're interpreting it as some kind of threat from you. Is that the case? Are you threatening them? Do you want to do them harm? Is there like a basement in this house or something?
Yeah. Definitely want to check out the basement.
Yeah, I think we should do that too. I get that feeling all of a sudden.
Thank you.
God, spider was like crazy in here.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. We gotta do the collectively, because otherwise we're gonna have
Yeah, I'll have
contamination.
background noise.
Yeah.
Don't trip, don't trip, don't trip.
What's
That was for me.
downstairs? Is it finished or unfinished?
Oh, it's finished.
I didn't really.
Can we go all the way down there for a little while? Just to get the feeling of the energy down there. You want to take a trip down to the basement?
Somebody's talking about it. It's like really bad here.
Going down to the basement. Melissa, I want you to go into the crawl space. Remember the time at breakfast I made you go in that?
Sorry.
No, it's all
by yourself?
Yeah, I like that.
That room. I want to go in there.
Why don't you put her in the crossways? Look at this tiny little thing she is.
You can go in there if you want.
That door?
This,
Does that go to does that go to outside?
that's the furnace room.
This one?
No,
This one.
that's furnace.
Yeah, these two fall down together.
Childproof stuff's just too much for me.
Oh, it's nice and cool down here.
No? What about this door? What that door goes to?
Yeah.
What you looking for?
Where does that door? Where does that door go?
This, it's just like a gym. There's a whole bunch of crap in there, but you can go in there.
Okay.
Yeah, this has got a totally different feeling too.
Yeah.
What the hell? This is more like the bedroom than the living room, the feeling.
Yeah.
I'm getting that headachy feeling again.
Drunk?
No.
The drunk feeling?
Now who's Marcia? Her I haven't met.
Marsha.
She's another medium that's been coming every
Anything?
time I
She's
come.
fucking awesome.
Yeah,
No.
and she really is.
Yeah, if you come back again, I'll bring her.
I think she picked up on the,
Yeah, I think she might have picked up on something because she's like, I got a really bad headache.
Yeah.
I don't think I can make
and I
it.
said, I know she.
And Pam's like,
she
see?
feels it.
See?
Yeah,
I'm like, see what?
she's the real deal.
And
Yeah,
she's
she is.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So who's down here with us right now? Do you care to identify yourselves?
Sorry. Wasn't heard all of you there.
Is there a child down here? Right after I said identify yourself, I got this weird, like, voice. I was trying to figure out where it was coming from. But I went like, whoop. It sounded almost like a kid making a noise. See, that's the thing about having children, you know? A lot of times they'll beget children, you know? A lot of times they'll bring more children into the mix. You know, there's a lot of kid spirits out there that, you know, don't have anywhere to go, and they connect with one of your sons, the older one, because he's sensitive like you are, Tim. So, you know, you're like a beacon to spirits, you know? They see your aura, they see you're sensitive, they see they can affect you in some way, they see you sense them, you notice them, then they come to you, you know?
Ed, Tiffany has a good story quickly to tell you.
No, please. You want to get that on
you
film?
Are you
Go ahead,
okay
Ted.
with?
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Well, it's in there, but it's a window. It's a stained glass window, and when we actually first moved in, I had brought my sisters down, and I actually saw a silhouette of a little girl's face, and then my sister had taken a picture, and all that came out was just a white orb. So
That would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
Because the voice was right about here, so that would lend credence to like a 5 or 6 year old kid. Sound right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because it sounded like it was coming up from down there. Right by this toy, ironically, too. So maybe she's like
Actually,
really...
his sister used to live here with his niece, and she was about, what, how old? Like 3 or 4 maybe? And she would see Charlie. I don't know if it was another little kid or...
Okay.
But that's what she was calling it. Like
Yeah.
she'd be like, Charlie's in the laundry room, or...
Oh, like an imaginary friend, but
See,
not,
Wow.
that's
but
the
not
other
really
thing, you know?
imaginary.
Right.
Little kid spirits
Holy
hang
crap.
out with
Wow.
other little kid spirits.
Yeah.
Right.
They latch onto your son, and there might be 3 or 4 of them in
I
here, you
remember he
know?
would get like so attached, and he would talk to, like, it was like Casey or something, you know? He would
Yeah.
get attached. And
Now, I just want to ask you guys, because it is fucking freezing right here. I mean, bitter cold to me.
Yeah, but it's pretty localized. It's pretty much where you're standing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is.
I mean, my feet are starting to get cold. And I mean, I know it's not down here. I know it's, I should have brought my my thermal down here just to check it. But I know it
I
can't
feel
be
like we
this
should go
cold.
down there.
I feel like I should be breathing smoke. Where?
Further
I
down the
feel
hall.
like further down the
Yeah.
hall.
Yeah.
I almost feel like there's like
See, it would
something
almost
lurking
make
out,
sense
like,
too that,
checking us out from
that
down
if there
there.
is children, if there is, what's over this way?
Right outside that door, there's a...
If there is children here, this is where they'd want to hang out because this is where a lot of the toys are and stuff.
There's little kids'
Yeah.
handprints in there.
Your toys ever go
Oh,
off by
really?
themselves?
Oh God, it's
What did you
cold
just
in
say?
here.
Some little
Handprint?
kids' handprints in the cement.
Wow.
around here.
Oh.
Someone else's.
this window is all stained glass.
You have
Okay.
some cool toys.
And that's the only window that's stained glass, and there's 3 here. Those
You see,
silhouettes.
this is the toy room, so of course this is where
Yeah.
kids would hang out.
Do your toys go off by themselves?
Yes, he actually has a video upstairs of a toy going off by itself.
That's awesome.
Hey kids, this is, oh my God. This is a audio
What kid
recorder.
wouldn't want to be here?
We're all gonna be really, really quiet. And we want you to come up, and one by one, we wanna know your first names, okay? That was a squeak.
That was me.
No, I know that. I was just checking it. What was that?
I did hear a little something,
Anybody hear that?
like a little.
It sounded almost like a mechanical voice. Like,
That's not what I heard.
something like over here. Is there a boy and a girl here? What's your oldest son's name?
Camden?
Camden?
Camden.
Are you friends with Camden?
Ed never says names right.
Cam.
Oh, Hamden.
Cam.
Camden. I just said Camden.
No, you didn't. You said
Camden.
I said
Camden.
Camden?
You did.
I did not say Camden.
You did too, and then you said Hamden.
See, Cam, what I'm telling you?
He's
That's
getting
okay.
old.
Wait
That's
till I get you
okay.
guys in the back seat of my car, I'll straighten that out. I'll drive the wrong way.
Miracle here.
All right, whatever the older son's name is, are you friends with him?
Jesus.
Well played.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Did you guys follow him home from school one day or something? This is old farming community, if I'm correct, right?
This is all Indian land.
Yeah. See,
Creepy.
Yeah.
back a long time ago, kids were dropping left and right from, you know, whatever, whooping cough, What did they
Cold.
have?
Measles, Monsterella,
Yeah.
flu.
Freaking
Pretty
cold.
much anything.
coming back.
Yeah.
Paper cut.
Yeah. It was, they were dying left and right, and there's a lot of kids that died well before their parents, so they, you know.
In a place like that.
Also, I don't know if you heard, but he said there's in the cement a little kid's handprints.
I'm still thinking.
Yeah,
That could be someone sticking around too.
yeah.
Writing is in here.
I think there's two sets. There's the kids' handprints and then there's adult.
That's interesting.
What year were you kids born? Can you guys remember what year? Was it the 1900s? Were people driving cars when you were alive? When you were around? How about this question? When you guys, around Christmas time, what was your favorite toy? Do you guys ever speak to the old man upstairs? That could be if there is kids down there, why they stay down here. Maybe the old guy doesn't want them up there, you know? What? Speak with
I
the
get
voice.
spider webs on my face.
Yeah, I've been getting them, that's why people...
What does that mean?
Huh?
What
It's
does
like
that
all
mean?
tingly
It's
on the
energy.
side of my
Spirit
face.
energy will cause like a, we call it spider webs, it feels like something...
No, not real
It feels like
life.
something's just brushing across your face, like
Yeah, it
very
gets like
lightly.
tingly, like
And it's,
somebody's
it's just
tickling
from
you.
the energy of the spirit coming through.
Huh.
But I'm like freezing cold right here.
And my ear
Somebody's
hurts
right on
on the
top of
same
me right
side.
now.
I'll tell you, Camden is really scared to be down here by himself. He will not stay down here by himself.
Wow.
Yeah. See,
I
they
have
don't
to be
realize
down
that's my
here.
stomach.
Okay.
They don't realize that.
My stomach's going nuts.
They don't realize that he's frightened of them, you know.
Yeah.
And because he's sensitive, you know, they're coming up to him, going, "Hi, you know,
But see,
let's
he won't-
play," and
he
waking
wouldn't
him
tell
up.
me that, like, and I didn't want to like approach him or
Yeah.
anything on it, you know. But
Well, because a lot of kids have imaginary friends, but it's when the little kids are scared of their imaginary friends that you wonder. You know,
Or if they
now
say-
when they're spending all their time hanging out with them and enjoying their company, it's when they seem, it's all over me.
Or if they say, oh, well, Jimmy told me to throw a rock at the window. You know, it's like, they'll like tell them weird
Yeah.
things.
well, yeah, because upstairs in his bedroom, that window that in his room, we have never opened it, and he literally opened the window somehow. He climbed on his toy box and opened it, and it was really hard to open it. I struggled even trying to open it, so I don't know how he did. And he was only like 2 years old when he did it,
That's weird.
Wow. That's weird.
and it was never open since we've been here.
Who helped her son to open the window? Did somebody help him? Can you guys tell me the older man's name up there? What's his first name? Does he get mad at you? Yeah, there's definitely some serious energy down here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
There is.
There's no doubt in my mind that there's some spirit energy around here, and I don't think it's the older guy either. I think he stays up there. How many of you are down here right now? I want the oldest child or the oldest person down here to count and come up and tell me a number, okay? Are any of you guys related? What sound does this thing make?
I was just going to say, I bet they like to play with those trains.
Did you hear the question? What sound does this thing make?
Christmas, right?
I'm not gonna ask for
Ed
anything
wants
for
to train
Christmas.
people.
I just got a really good present already. I
Well,
meant the
wanna
pillow.
know
I meant the
what-
pillow.
Too much
That
information.
sounded like naughty. I just got a really good present.
Boom.
Someone's very proud of himself.
Yes, seriously.
Tim, did you say that you saw black shadows?
Mm-hmm.
You
Because
see him in here? Yeah.
when I first came down here and Angela shined the light on Ed, I didn't say anything, but I saw a black shadow go across.
You did?
When,
How high, Pam?
how high? It was right across the little
But-
board right there.
That's as high as it was?
Yeah, it was right there.
Which would be a shadow cast by a child.
Yeah, it wasn't the camera because I made sure Angela was still when I
Yeah.
was just sitting over there and it went.
Josh, how would you feel about running up and grabbing that infrared? Is there a plug outlet down here?
Tingling.
Thanks, bud. Just be careful of that, the lights on there because they're kind of wobbly.
Bathroom?
Tim of the shadows.
Huh?
Do you know how to get out of here?
No.
No, go that way.
Ah!
To the right.
Yeah.
So they like to play in the, like, this is the playground, obviously.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
like to play down here, but just not
Tim of
alone.
the shadows.
Camden, yeah. And Colton, I never leave him down by
Shadows.
himself
Right.
too, so, but Camden, usually I'll
I
let
go
him
so
come
quick,
down,
I
but he
don't see.
doesn't. Mommy, I want you
So
down
it
there
just
with me.
whizzes by.
Ah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I saw.
Now,
It's hard
Tim,
to
when you
tell
see
if he's just scared. You know, like my
Right.
daughter's 7 and
It's
she
like
still
a
doesn't like to go into many rooms
Yeah.
alone.
2 nights ago I saw the same thing with just the line.
That's exactly what I
Tim, when
saw.
you see the shadow upstairs, is it adult sized?
I've seen one adult size when I'm doing the dishes. It was like 2, 3 in the morning, and I'm washing a couple things. And I look up in the window, and I can see the hallway reflection behind me.
I know, all of
And
you
it went
do
down.
this.
the
It's
hallway.
usually
Yeah.
like your size or?
That one was like my size.
Okay. Have you ever seen the smaller shadows?
Yeah, 2 nights ago on the couch.
Oh,
I thought it was the cat jumping off the couch and going behind the
Okay.
curtain. So I
So the
started
kids
calling
are
the cat,
going
but the cat
upstairs,
came out of the bedroom.
Because I get the feeling, I gotta ask Josh for backup, that the guy tries to keep him down here and that's his domain up there.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that sounds
That's
right.
what I'm feeling.
Eddie said he saw the same shadow that I saw. A little zip line.
Yeah. Right about it.
Joshua,
Yeah.
what do you think about the concept that he says he usually sees the full-size shadow upstairs. Once in a while, he'll see the smaller shadow zipping by up in the living room.
Yeah.
But what do you think about the concept? What I'm thinking is like the old guy tries to keep them down here,
Yeah, no, that would make sense.
but they kind of run wild.
That's
He's trying to
possible.
keep
Because
control.
they're kids.
That's just what I'm feeling. I don't know if it's right, but
Super tingly.
Ed, what's the difference between a black shadow and a white?
Things like that are really.
a white shadow?
Yeah,
Color.
I know.
No, I'm serious. That's all the only difference there is.
Is it?
It doesn't mean
There's no
anything. There's
difference?
a black shadow does not mean it's an ominous. Some people are like, oh my God, it's a
Right.
demon shadow.
Don't
That's a bunch
forget
of bullshit.
that you have an exposed plug now upstairs in the hallway.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, that was nice of you to say that, Ange. Because I forgot all about it. That's why she's the tech manager. She knows.
She's an electrician.
Yeah, she knows everything. Do you guys see that camera over there Josh is setting up? Is that on record now, Josh?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it off.
The red button's going? Oh, I gotta see if the infrared's turned on again. Because sometimes if you pull out the plug, it'll...
No, it's still there.
Oh, it's still going?
Yeah.
Beautiful. You guys see this? You can go right in front of this. We want to see what you guys look like. Could you try to show me what your shadow looks like? And walk in front of it? That would be really cool. Sounds like that train, right? No, that's not the AB whistle. See, I have a memory.
Wow.
Train around here.
Huh?
Isn't a train around here?
What was that noise?
I've never heard a train around here ever.
Well, you heard the noise.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder what it was then.
I don't know where there's train tracks, honestly.
It sounded like a train.
Yeah, it sounded just like a
Definitely
train.
sounded like a train.
Yeah.
Well, no, 'cause
I'd have
it's
guessed I
outside
would've said a
our
train.
house, so.
Unless there's factories around here, or? No?
It's mostly cornfields.
Cornfields.
No! Children of the corn. That's where they came from, the cornfields.
You never know.
I don't know how far our train goes. Where are you, Josh?
I'm over here.
I don't know, like, if it just stays close to 12.
Now it got warm
or
as
if it
hell
goes
over
over
here.
to 201.
So
I'm
they're,
freezing over here.
who's cold right now?
Me,
Okay.
I'm freezing.
So they're over by you guys now, because the temp just increased by like 10 or 12 degrees, like in a matter of seconds.
My face is hot, but the rest of me is
Yeah.
freezing.
I want you guys all to step over by Josh and Pamela right now. See if you can drop their temperature down. Try and see how cold you can get it over by those guys. I want them to actually say it's getting cold over there. Can you guys do that? Just get right over by them. Because Pam gets cold real quick.
I feel air on this side of my face.
Yeah,
So,
there's,
yeah,
there's,
Yeah,
there's,
I
there's
keep
moving over here.
coming
now.
I keep feeling it in my
Yeah.
ear.
Where it wasn't before.
There's definitely children down here. And there's definitely 2 or 3. What do you think, Josh?
Oh, 3 anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to be conservative, but I feel like a small party goes on down here, and that's why the son is so upset, because they always want to play with him.
Is that why he doesn't go to sleep at night too?
Oh, that too, huh?
They
He
sneak
has a
upstairs, and I
lot
think
of
the old man's
energy.
like, get down there. I think the old man more tries to stay in control of this house. I think he might have been a prior owner and is still trying to keep control not only of the humans but of the spirits here too. He's got a real controlling nature and he wants to be in charge of everybody.
It's gone.
Don't whisper.
Now it's gone, the cold air.
Oh, did it just leave?
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
still getting it on my arms.
I'm
It's
still
not blowing,
freezing.
it's not blowing on my face like it was.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, no. So
Is that
the-
window
the
drafty?
tops of my arms right here.
Well, we have plastic over it right now.
Yeah.
Cold.
Yeah, but
I
I don't
probably
think
would've
it'd be-
felt
with
something. I
plastic
haven't felt
over, it's not gonna
anything.
be
It's space.
I feel
blowing
the
way over to
draft.
Pam.
Yeah.
Did all the children get to tell me their names on this recorder? Who's the oldest child? What did you just say?
Charlie?
No, did you just say something
Oh, no.
before that one?
No.
When you said that, I thought I heard someone say no. Like when you said, has everyone gotten a chance to?
I just heard like a voice go like right there. And I thought it was you for a
No.
second. Whispering,
I
that's
thought you were
why.
meaning like what was the name of the child that you had said
Well, it was
before.
2 syllables, whatever it was, the
No, I didn't
response
say
to
anything.
that. It sounded almost like Michael or Charles or something, you know, that was 2 syllables. Well, Charles isn't 2 syllables, but. Did somebody just try to whisper in my ear and tell me what their name was? You catch that? That's why my right side's so cold. There's a boy sitting right here. He just said, yeah. That's fucking intense. Holy shit. Now, Tim, is that
That's pretty
Is that waking up from that? You wake up and you're feeling frozen?
When
Well,
I wake, when
you
I
can't
finally
fully
wake up,
wake up.
So you're kind of sleeping and all of a sudden you wake up and you feel like you're being held down, right?
yeah, I'm kind of awake, kind of sleeping. I can see everything in the room.
Because there's also that sleep apnea state that people get into that you might want to research just for the hell of it.
Mm-hmm.
That a lot of cases of UFO abductions and stuff have been, you know, and I'm not saying all of them are, I'm not saying all hauntings, you know, you definitely have spirits in this house, there's no doubt in my mind. I'm just saying, is there a possibility that he might have that sleep apnea where he goes into such a dead sleep, you know, that when he wakes up, see what happens when you go into REM state, is it, Josh?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't hurt yourself, your body parts lose control, you know, you can't hardly move them at all. And sometimes some people will actually wake up and for the first 10 or 15 minutes they have a hard time moving at all. I have it myself, you know, where like I have to get up and go to the bathroom and I can't move, I gotta like literally roll myself onto the
Yeah,
floor.
That's been happening to me whenever I slept in that bed too.
But see, that's
My whole back is pain, my
The thing
legs.
is though, if you had
go
sleep
out.
apnea-
And then
Did you
just
say
pee
that
my
like
pants.
you try to
Yeah,
scream
and
but
then
you
you pee your
can't and it
pants
kind of
and
just comes
yeah,
out like
changes you.
like
Yeah,
almost like moan.
I can hear I'm going,
But I can't hear him, like, and I'm sleeping right next to
soaked
him.
in sweat.
But would that happen with him being on a couch, though?
That's what I was just gonna say.
Because he sleeps on a couch.
Right.
Yeah.
That would still happen sleeping on a couch, so
Or
that
happen
would
sleeping
that would
anywhere.
totally blow that whole theory. You know, unless the EMF is causing him some kind of adverse reaction.
Right, which
You
it
know? So you have like pretty much it's one or the other. It's either the gentleman that's causing him problems, or it's the EMF being that close to him
could. Right.
that's causing, you know, because EMF can do a lot of weird things to you, you know?
Right.
Remember Joy from Groton?
Yeah.
When she had that problem.
Remember Atkins there, Pam?
Oh, Mary.
With the
Mary,
EMF?
Mary would just
Mary,
go on and
yeah.
on and on about it. Yeah.
About
Yeah.
EMF
Really
from
affects
the
them.
Yeah.
from
I could sleep with a clock. right
cell
next to my
phones
head
and
all
towers and stuff.
And your meters on your house.
Yeah. And you see, everybody knows how warm it got all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not warm.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
no, it did.
it
it's
warmed
not
up
cold.
a lot though.
I don't know.
It's when you start chatting and not paying attention to the kids, they kind of start doing their own thing.
It's usually when we get the best EVPs too.
Yeah, I should turn this back on.
You had it off?
No, I turned it off because everybody was yammering. I didn't want to waste tape on that. So who's here with us right now? Can we get a line of kids to tell us their names again? Who wants to tell me their last name? Did anybody catch that, or was that just me?
I didn't hear it.
It's like every time I ask a question now, I'm hearing a response voice.
Well, that's good.
No, it's good. It's just weird.
That means you'll hear it even better.
That sounded like an older boy, though. That didn't sound like an 8-year-old kid. That sounded more like a 12-year-old kid. Did you just say I do? Do you have an Irish last name? Is it like McDonald, McDowell? Who here has that last name? Do you eat at McDonald's? Something like that. Something. I don't think these kids are from the recent past either. Josh, where are you headed with this?
What do you mean? My thoughts?
What are you thinking about these kids?
Um,
I think they're from a while ago, don't you?
yeah, they're not recent.
No. I'm seeing like a kid with I'm seeing like a Tom Sawyer kind of thing. Like a kid with a frickin' overalls and
18,
I was thinking of overalls.
18 something or other.
yeah.
I saw. I was
Yeah,
thinking of
late
green
1800s,
overalls.
early 1900s.
I really was.
No,
You guys
I
remember
was trying to
riverboats?
picture it.
No Indians?
Do you guys ever see the riverboats?
Maybe. Maybe Charlie. I don't know.
How about the little girl? Is the little girl here? Can you come up and talk to me, hon? Did you get to tell me your name, sweetie? What was your favorite toy when you were having Christmas? Do you like those ovens over there? I bet you do. Did one of you guys just speak in a the one of the guys just speak?
No, I heard that though.
I heard a male voice.
I didn't say anything.
Did anybody? You heard it?
I heard it.
Nobody else heard it?
No.
That's odd.
It was really, really faint though.
It sounded like.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
It's supposed to flash.
That's
On the bottom when it's blinking.
and now it's getting cold as hell. The what?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bottom one is blinking.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they're
that
getting
happens.
ready to That's all right.
Plugged in, though. It shouldn't shut
It'll
down.
keep going
Yeah.
till we're done. There's a lot of audible voice down here.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
It all sounds like through a tunnel, like super far
Yeah,
away.
yeah,
But it's there.
yeah. And it's always when I ask a question, it comes
That
right
was
back.
weird, right?
Look over here like, oh.
Getting thick down here again.
I wish somebody would play ball.
I know.
Can you roll that toward Pamela?
I swear I keep seeing it move towards me.
Do you?
You know,
I
I
keep watching.
didn't know
but I
if it
don't
was
see
just
it.
the light from Angela's camera that was playing tricks with my
It
eyes.
looked like it moved a little while ago. But,
I was watching the stars trying to see where they end up.
mm-hmm. That's the only way you can really track it.
See, that's the problem when you put the light on it. I think they get freaked out and don't do anything. It's the way that it always happens with
Yeah.
poltergeist stuff. We've seen so many poltergeist things and only got a few things on tape over the last 8 years. Because they love to do it when you're not looking. We're going to be very quiet. We want all the kids to get together and scream as loud as they can. We want to see if we can hear you, okay? But don't do it toward me. Do it toward these guys over here. All right? I want them to hear something. I'm going to... Something just fucking floated right toward me.
What?
I don't know, I have like a big chill like behind my back.
Something just like came in like this, and I thought for a second it was like dust or something. Not dust, but like a feather or something. And then it got about right here and just disappeared. It was like smoke or something.
That's weird.
That's freaking crazy. All right, I'm gonna count to 3, and I want you all guys to all scream at the same time as loud as you can, right into these Josh and Pamela's ears, okay? Okay? 1, 2, 3. How about a bang? Can anybody make a knock or something? How long have you kids been living in this house? Long time? See, and now comes the hard part. Like, when we're done with the case, we have to decipher what we hear, try to figure out how close we are to what we think's going on here. You know, if there's an older gentleman upstairs, if there's kids down here, you know, try to understand what they're saying, try to understand, you know, what their intentions are, why they're here. That's the part, you know, like building a puzzle, trying to dissect what all this stuff is going on. But I'll tell you, it's getting cold as hell over here again.
No, now it's warm over here.
Yeah.
Ready for your close up, Jack?
Yeah, she's just determined that I'm not
She
allowed to
loves
see
it. She
anything
doesn't
ever
want
again.
some
I know.
She did one of me
You're
on that
totally blinded with that light
upper
on you.
deck
Oh, yeah.
we did. That upper deck, it was like so close to my face, I was like, damn. Get some good close-ups. Pamela was
Too
like,
bad we can't get a little makeup first.
Pamela was like raving about that upper deck episode I just posted, and She goes, who did the camera work? I said, Angela. She goes, yeah, I knew that. Because whenever I do it, it sucks. And
Well, it's done right.
Josh
A
just
woman do it.
sucks. And
Yeah, I watched some of the old shows, man. I was gonna say, like,
yeah.
I'm okay with you criticizing my camera work, but goddamn, dude, do you have Parkinson's?
Oh no.
It's not just him, it's like
That's
all
why I
the
was
guys
trying to
who
get
ever
you to
did
do it
it.
because I did such a bad job.
Well,
Gabe
Gabe did it good.
Gabe was a
Yeah.
good cameraman.
But there's some people in between that
Yeah,
were
some
like
shoddy
high or
camera work.
something.
Yeah.
Completely high doing it.
Hey, Josh was right at Seaside. It's like, it'd be going really good and all of a sudden, you hear that? You see the camera start dropping. Josh would be totally into detective mode and nothing. Forget about the
I
camera.
don't know what was down there, but a little red light blinked down there, and there's no lights down there.
Oh, that's weird.
I mean, there's nothing there, it's just blank, a little red light. That's why I was... I don't know what that was. There's nothing there. I thought it was some sort of electronic. It was right down there on the floor.
Nothing
Where
electronic.
you're standing right now, it was on down there.
Nothing on the.
And I kept asking, is anybody in here? Is anybody in here? This room, I don't know, feels like there's something. To me, it feels like there's something in here, especially over there.
So they're not gonna waste turning it around. Right. Because you probably walk over, turn it back off, and walk away. Where Jim would be like, holy shit.
What was that red light? Yeah.
Is that them in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good.
What are you guys up to down there?
That makes me feel a little better.
What about the laundry room? There was a couple times that, what was the thing called, Tim? That the cover was off? Shellac, there was some shellac in there. And I went in there to go to laundry and I was like, what is that strong smell? And I'm looking all around. And the thing, it was supposed to be on a shelf. The cover was just laid down on the floor, but the thing was still on the shelf.
It sounded like shellac has got gases that would pop the top off, I don't think.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't.
And I would think it's kind of
And
hard
you
to
would need
open.
you would need a screwdriver
Yeah.
or something to open it. Same thing with, we had a
That's weird.
full gallon
Oh my
of
God.
blue
That would
paint
take a lot of energy to open that.
upstairs, and somehow my oldest child, got it out of the closet, spilled all over the floor. All over the floor.
Oh,
So we had to get
no.
new carpet.
Okay, we're gonna ask you that question, guys. Who took the top off of that paint can? Will you come up and tell me? You won't be in trouble. So some of you guys are able to manipulate objects, huh? You guys can move stuff. Is that right? Just goes on and off, it gets thick and then it drops off. That goes to the outside.
Yes.
Solid door though anyways. Good. Any of you guys ever take a ride in this little car?
You know he's only asking because he's thinking about it.
Because he wants to.
Yeah.
His legs aren't so damn long.
Okay. You guys would help me get in there, I'd take a ride.
No
Push
guarantee
me
you
down the
get
street.
out.
No. That'd be near impossible. Now where's that humming coming from? Is that furnace or?
Yeah, it's down across.
What's that? Is that? Whoop.
Camera? Yes, yes it is. You found it.
What if there's any, did you check in there for any ambient energy?
I didn't. Pam, can I steal the
Yeah, just be careful. I think the bathroom holes in the way.
I'll probably be okay. Thank you.
Oh, should close that first, huh? I didn't bring a clip with me, so I usually.
It's just right on there. Oh, there it is.
Oh, right. Oh, how'd that get down here? You brought it down?
Well, no, that goes to this one.
Oh.
Just want to make sure you plug
Yeah, I
it
think
back
they
in.
have the only dryer plug in the world that doesn't throw off a big old EMF
You're
field.
kidding me. It's a 220?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a shock. Get this fucking thing on. Am I retarded?
Do you really want that?
Note to self, helmet for Ed for Christmas. Got it.
That back room, did you guys check that back room?
Kids, we're going to be leaving in about 10 minutes, so I want you guys to say anything you want to say right now, okay?
That looks dangerous.
We're going to go back upstairs and talk to the old guy for a little while. After this old guy uses the men's room. Is this bathroom operating?
Yes.
I would imagine.
I'll turn this off. I don't want to.
Do you want us to come in and do it?
Sounds almost like something's
Yeah, see, it wasn't even over there. It was right here.
You know, the second we leave this room, that freaking ball's gonna
Hey,
roll.
Angela.
I know, right? What? Yeah?
Put the camera on it, but there's nothing down there.
What happened?
I saw a red light blink on the floor over there,
Oh, really?
and there's nothing down there. What would that mean? A red light.
I have no idea.
I was asking if anybody was in here.
Oh. No answer.
Just a red light.
Like laser pointer light? Like this? How small?
Tiny.
Tiny.
Not tiny.
I can't think of any source for it. And outside that window, just so you know it's not traffic, is the garage, and that's it. It's like a small gap garage. Right there.
What you looking for? What you looking for? What you looking for?
Coming up to that recorder and tell me your name, sir?
Childproof stuff's just too much for me.
Oh, it's nice and cool down here.
No? What about this door? What that door goes to?
Yeah.
What you looking for?
Where does that door go?
What you looking for? What you looking for? What you looking for? What you looking for?
Now I'm cutting this small piece.